Hey everyone, it's Tawney. I just got out of the shower. I was planning to get a shower later today, but then I just kept feeling so gross and disgusting that I just had to get a shower. I've been kind of in, I would say, a depression funk, but I'm not like sad, if that makes sense. I sometimes get into moods, and maybe it's just laziness, and honestly, that's probably what it is. But it makes me feel better if I don't call it laziness, because then if I call it laziness, then I get depressed. So I'd rather just call it a depression funk, and then that way I can like handle it better emotionally and mentally and all of that crap. But I have sort of stopped taking care of things. I have like four baskets of laundry that need put away and dealt with. Most of them need put away more than they actually need like cleaned, which is that's whenever it gets bad. My bathroom is atrocious. I have so many hairs on my shower wall that I feel like have been coming out more and more lately, and I don't know if it's because I'm like trying to go longer without getting a shower that like more hairs are coming out in the shower because I'm doing it that way, or if it's because sometimes I don't brush my hair before I get into the shower, which they say is supposed to help. And I did it once and it actually did work. But in my mind, I don't always know that it like still like prevents the tangles because I still end up having super knotty hair after the shower. And I know that putting it up in this like towel wrap is not good for my hair either, but that's what I do and I don't care. And I'm not honestly like super worried about it. I did just get the new Revlon hair blow dryer brush thing. So it's the older model, not the newest model, because the oldest one was on sale on Amazon. So I went ahead and bought it. So I'm going to be testing that out. So you might see a little bit of that today. Hopefully I'll be able to figure it out, but I honestly just feel like I'm just going to be brushing and blow drying my hair with it. And if that's the case, then like, I was hoping to like do some fancy like curling to it, but I don't know that I'll actually be able to do that because for one, I am not good with heat tools other than a blow dryer because honestly, it's not like a concentrated heat. It's just like blowing out hot air and I'm just drying my hair. But I'm not good with hair tools and I'm not good with my hair, which is kind of funny because I have like super long hair. So you'd think I'd be doing a bunch of stuff with it and I honestly never do. And it's just because I don't know what I'm doing. And I sometimes don't always have the patience to figure it out either, which that's a big problem with me is that I just don't want to stand there and do my hair for an hour. I'll sit there and do my makeup for an hour, but I won't do my hair. So maybe we're going to try and like focus on that today. I have to get my makeup done and get dressed so I can go pick up my boyfriend and go to dinner with him. I have dishes that need taken care of. Most of them got done in the dishwasher. Thankfully, they could go in the dishwasher. I do have a lot of dishes, like coffee mugs and plates, that I can't put in the dishwasher because it'll like wreck the plates and the like pictures on the outside of the coffee mugs, so I have to hand wash them, which isn't a big deal because it's not like they're like that dirty and like it's not that big a deal. But the thought of having to like fill up the sink with water, then get the soap out and then scrub the dishes, it's like I don't want to do that. I don't have the patience. Like I just can't. Like dishes are the number one chore I hate doing, and I love doing chores. I love making things clean. Clearly you can't tell that from my bathroom in my apartment at this time, but we're going to get it done, and I will film all of that for you guys so you can see all of that and enjoy the music. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to this Revlon brush, but I do know I need hair protectant. So I bought the Moroccan, it's the Organics brand, and it's Argan Oil of Morocco Extra Strength Shine and Revitalize Multi-Benefit Hairspray. And I saw a girl on Instagram, I think, use this before she like used a heat tool, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get this. I did a little side part, but I mean a middle part, but I don't like side or middle parts, so I have a feeling after I do this I'm gonna switch back to my typical side part, but we'll see how it goes. I got my hair brushed out. I think it'll be good enough that whenever I start using the tool I won't have to worry about getting too tangled up, but we'll see about that. First time I used it, it did tangle a little bit, which my hair will do that. Like even as you're brushing it, it will like slowly form tangles. It's just what happens when you have really long, thick hair. So wish me luck. Okay, so this is what my hair looks like finished. I didn't really do a whole lot with it. I didn't really quite know what I was doing. I got like a little bit of a swoop going, but not a whole lot. And I tried to curl it under so then that way I could have it. Ooh, we got really dark. My apartment's really dark. I tried to curl it under so then that way it would like have a little bit of a curl, but not be like an ugly curl. It could still be like just tucked under and like fancy, you know what I mean? Still messing with it. I think it works really well. My hair wasn't super tangly the whole time, so that's a good thing, but I'm not sure how much I like it yet. Like, I like the concept of having it and using it, but does it work super well? That's debatable, you know? Hi everyone, I am back again. We are in my kitchen currently, and I got my hair done. So half of this vlog will feature me with my old hair, and the other half will feature me with my new hair. I really like the hairdresser that I'm now going to. I used to go to my mom's cousin's wife. The husband was my mom's cousin. Well, whenever he passed away, she decided that she wasn't going to do hair anymore. And that was something like they had talked about as like a husband and wife and stuff. And it's like, you have to respect their, you know, their decision. And like, if she wants to do that, then, you know, good for her. Go enjoy your retirement. Like, it's fine. Well, that meant that we had to find new hairstylists. So I asked a friend of mine who used to do hair, where do you go? Because I know that you'll like whoever you're going to, so I'm going to like them as, you know what I mean? So she told me who she went to, and I've gone to her 3 times now, I believe. And this is a lot darker. This is not what I wanted, but I like it. But I also don't think I'm going to keep it after, like, I let it stay in my hair a while. The roots, they're not black, but they might as well be black. She called them chocolate brown, and you can see the warmth in them, but it also is very like purpley, which I like. I like the purple in my hair, but I told her I had like bland roots that were like this color, but darker, like a more brown, like sort of what this brown is, but more dull. Honestly, like it looked dull. And I was just like, I just want some life to my hair. Well, then she starts like doing my roots, and I'm like, why are we doing the roots? I thought we were just gonna intermingle my root color in like the middle area to do my balayage that I have, because I have blonde hair towards the bottom from whenever I had actually dyed my hair blonde. And she went this route, and I was like, oh, well, it's not terrible. It's not my favorite, and I don't really like the darkness on my skin tone. I just feel like it makes me look a little washed out sometimes. Like I put makeup on, which did match my skin tone, I have to say. I went to a party on Friday night for my work. It was like our work Christmas party with a couple of us at the one woman's house. And I just felt like I was very washed out and just very Halloween looking. And that's just my personal, like, how I personally viewed it. So I'm not totally sure how I feel about this, but I'm gonna have to live with it for a while, because I don't have like the time, the energy, and the money to like deal with getting it redone. And my problem, the main problem, is that when you go dark, it's expensive to go lighter again. And I know that I'm gonna wanna at least just go more warm up top. My whole thing, whenever I got my hair done, this was right after we were allowed to go back to get our hair done. I had went last summer sometime of 2020 to my regular hairdresser, my old hairdresser, and I was just like, I want a haircut that's easier to manage so I don't have to worry about not getting it done, if that makes sense. And she said, okay, we can do a balayage where we start with your root color and then blend into your blonde, so you keep your blonde, which is like from here down, and then your root color as it blends out won't look any different than the dyed color we have on top. And I was like, that's great, because in that way I don't have to worry about getting it done. And I put off getting my hair done because the last time I went to my old hairdresser, like the current one I have, the new one I should say, she had dyed it. It was a little bit more blonde, but I liked it, but it was still easier to like have it fade out. Like, it's still, as my old hair color came out, it wasn't as noticeable. It was still easy to like not go back to get it done. And finally I was just like, I want my hair done. I want something different. I want to do something with it. You know, it's coming up to the holidays. I like to have refreshed hair and just treat myself a little bit. That was the main thing, was just to treat myself. So I was like, I'll go get my hair done. Well, this is what it turned out to. And I'm glad that a lot of the blonde has stayed, but I feel like it's more brown. I mean, she toned it, so it's not going to be like yellow, like my blonde usually turns out in my hair. I usually end up looking yellow. And that's just because my hair, like, brassiness loves my hair. And I want it to be lighter, honestly. Like I wish this was just more intensely blonde, but I guess it's not so bad on camera. Like I can see it coming out more, but like whenever I look at my hair, it's looking very brown. but I like the way all of it looks overall in that brown state that I'm like seeing it as. On camera, it does look blonde. In person, it looks very like neutral ashy brown, but not in like a weird ugly ashy. So I think I might have her do that all over, but I feel like it's going to take a little bit of money and effort on her part to remove all of the dark dye, because you have to then like either bleach it or you have to like dye over it and strip it almost, which the only thing I do to my hair really is dye it. I never usually blow dry it. I don't put heat tools. Lately, I've been doing a little bit of that, but I'm still not really like damaging my hair that much that I'm worried that I don't want to start damaging my hair, especially at the roots, because that's a hard thing to damage, because you pretty much have to like start over from scratch. And I'm never going to cut my hair. I mean, you see how long my hair is. I am never going to cut this hair, like at least unless it's because I want to, not because I have to, because we fried it. So I'm a little worried about what's going to happen whenever I decide I want to get it done. But that's for another time. I just got this done 2 days ago, so I still have some time to figure it out, still have some time to figure out what I want to do and when I want to get it done. I'm honestly probably going to wait till spring, because dark is better in winter. Like that's typically what people do, is they go dark for winter, and I'll just leave it that way for a while, see what happens with life, how I, want to go about my hair, and then go from there. But I'll just have to deal with it. I mean, it's not terrible, and I can make it work, and I do wear a lot of dark colors, but it's just a little dark on me, Like, I feel like from the ears up, I'm, like, looking pretty emo. So that's a whole, But let me know what you think in the comment section. But don't be mean, because I don't like mean. So my boyfriend and I had a conversation together where we discussed our eating habits, and he had made the comment that if he stopped eating out and stopped drinking sodas and like tried to eat a little bit healthier, he could lose weight pretty quickly. And that's something that I've always kind of like had in the back of my mind, was like, if I stopped eating out, if I cut out sodas, and I just tried to eat what I had at home, I could lose some weight. And I always feel like that stems back from when we all kind of had to, do things at home. We couldn't go out to eat. We couldn't really order things because a lot of places were shut down because they weren't allowed to be open. And a lot of people had said that they had lost weight. They didn't feel as bloated because there wasn't as much sodium in their foods because they were making their foods. And it kind of got me thinking, like, maybe I should stop eating out as much. And we had to comment that it was very financially, it was better financially for us to actually eat at home, even though and our whole thing, I guess I should preface, is that with prices going up, everything in restaurants is going up because they have to be able to get their products in. So if it costs them more to get a bunch of crab, everything crab related is going to go up in pricing. And we've noticed that a lot of things like chicken wings that we really like, that's our favorite thing to get. A lot of things like that have gotten very expensive, and it's become more expensive for us to eat out or pick up things and take it home or have things delivered, which usually because of where I live, we don't get things delivered just because people don't deliver out my way a whole lot. They deliver about 2 miles in the other direction, and then I have to meet them at the gas station, which I hate doing because the point of delivery is that you just walk to your door in your socks and your sweatpants or something. You don't drive in your car to go meet somebody. That seems a little sketchy, even though it's a delivery person. And I was I'd save a lot of money by not eating out, because we had eaten out at a Japanese steakhouse that's sort of a hibachi, but we don't usually sit at the hibachi table. even though I'd rather sit at the hibachi table. My boyfriend would rather sit at just a dining area. So we do that. We order sushi, we order an appetizer, and we get our main meal. And then they also bring out the soup and salad and whatever. And the last time we went, it was close to $80 for just the two of us. And I was like, as much as I like eating the food, I have leftover for lunch and like maybe a second dinner sometimes. And like we really do actually eat when we get there, which some places we kind of like just throw it away and stuff. But like we actually try to eat the food that we're getting. I'm like, you might as well consider it to be $100 at the end of the day. And by doing that a couple times a week, we're both spending like our paychecks. And like where we live, we don't make a crap ton of money. Minimum wage here in our state is like $12 right now, which there's a whole debate on whether or not minimum wage should be higher or lower. I think everyone's wages should be a little bit higher than what they are, considering everything is so expensive now. Like I went grocery shopping, my Aldi bill for like getting barely any meats and not as much as I usually get was like $90. Then we went to another grocery store, which is like local to our area, and spent like $60 just getting like the rest of the stuff we couldn't get at Aldi. And it was so expensive to me for not getting like staple meals and not getting like big things. Like I got a lot of fruits and vegetables. I got a couple things of like chips and like snack foods, but nothing like that major, and just like some random things I needed in my cabinets and stuff. And I just couldn't believe how expensive it was. And like most of my food was actually healthier foods. They weren't really considered like fatty, gross foods. I did get like one or two frozen things, but honestly, that's not that big a deal. But I still felt like I spent so much money, and I'm like, I'd rather spend the money on the groceries because I know I'll actually eat my own food that I buy here. And I'm bringing the stuff home and I can prepare it how I want to. I'd rather eat it that way than go out to eat and spend like $80 on one meal. Like I got a couple meals out of whatever I got from Aldi and a lot of snack stuff and, things for like, I'm planning to have a Christmas party with just my family over. And I feel like, even getting the stuff from the market's expensive, but not as expensive as if I were to go out and like get a pre-prepared like cheese dish or a meat tray or a vegetable tray or something like that. And it just really got us thinking like we need to cut back. And I feel like by eating at home, even though groceries are expensive, it'll save us a lot more money in the long run. And then it'll help us like feel healthier and like just eat better because we know what we're eating. Like everywhere we go, we feel like there's a lot of sodium in things. And I'm not really like cautious about how much salt I'm eating and like how much sodium's in everything. But I know a lot of people tend to be. And I've noticed I've been feeling bloated a lot lately between like I've been doing soda, which I know I'm going to cut off. Like I've already cut myself off on that. And then like in just food, it's like the salt intake is making me feel bloated and like heavy, but in a bad way. And I'm like, I'd rather eat foods at home and like put the salt how I want to than go out to eat and feel like the salt is overwhelming me, but I can't do anything about it because they're the ones making the meals. So we've decided that we're just going to like try and cook more at my place or at his place. And then we're just going to like try and eat healthier. I've tried to get a lot of like fruits and vegetables that I can cook and also like freeze so then I can cook later or make smoothies out of, because I'm always looking for something to drink because I'm a very thirsty person, I have to say. And I think that a lot stems from the fact that I used to drink sodas. I would get 3 2-liter Dr. Peppers and have them gone in like 2 days. And that doesn't seem like a lot, but to me that was like crazy bad. And then it'd be like, I'd be constantly buying Dr. Peppers and spending all this money because 2 liters are like $2.50 a bottle now. And sometimes you can get good deals, but not all the time. And saving up on them doesn't really do anything because you just drink them faster. So I'm trying to drink a lot more teas and lemonades because they're easier to, like, you can use more water instead of like the mix. But then also like with teas, you can like reuse the tea, like, that you dropped in. Like with my tea that I made, I can make another like 2-3 glasses of tea. And then that way I'm like saving a lot of money. So that's my whole plan. And then also for Christmas, I asked for a water bottle, sort of like a hydro flask. And I'm hoping to start drinking water, like a crap ton of it at work. I'm one that I will sit there and nurse a drink all day. And my dentist told me that that's terrible for your teeth. And because I stopped drinking Dr. Pepper back in like May and I stopped really cutting down on sodas, I've been doing a lot more sweet tea. And now sweet tea is not very good for you either. So I'm really trying to focus on water. Just, putting a bunch of ice in the thing to cool it, to keep it cool, and just drinking water. And I'm not a water person in the slightest, so I feel like I'm going to struggle with this, but I'm also very determined to try and like increase my water intake because I'm hoping it'll help me either lose weight or just feel better. I know water can make you bloated, but it's water weight. It's healthy weight. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like drinking 5 gallons of water a day because I'm not planning to play football at 44 like Tom Brady is. You know, you do you. He's actually going to be working out to lose all that water. Me, I don't work out. I do yoga occasionally and that's about it. And I'd like to do more working out, but that's just not my thing. So that's not going to happen. But I'm hoping that all works. And I'm really hoping to like try and like, I'm going to do a lot of planning between financial planning, food planning, how much like what I'm doing in a week kind of planning, because sometimes you're just like spur of the moment, oh, we have to go out to eat. If I know what I'm doing, I can prevent that. So I'm just trying to like keep track of that sort of thing and like make myself feel better in general. I've been feeling kind of down the last couple of days because of the whole because of financial things going on with everything being so expensive that it's just feeling like very difficult on me. And then as well as like between the whole food thing, like it's more expensive to buy the same amount of groceries that I used to buy. And I feel like I have to cut back, but then it's like, what am I supposed to eat? How am I supposed to live then? So I'm dealing with a lot of like that, like macro level stress that like is kind of not preventable, if that makes sense. Like it's one of those stressors that you can't prevent from happening. It just happens and you just have to learn to cope with it. And I hope everybody else is handling that okay. It's definitely a big stressor in my life and something that I'm really struggling with. Comment down below if you're struggling with that. We can chit chat, or you can send me a private message. I think you can do that here on YouTube. If not, I will have either Twitter, Instagram, or something down below that you can check out that will have private messaging, that you can send me a message that way if you're not comfortable posting like a comment at the bottom of my page. Because I know sometimes like you don't want people to know that you're having struggles and issues because you feel like you'd be stigmatized. And that's like totally okay that you feel that way. It sucks that there is that stigma in general about getting help in any kind of way, but it's out there and that's something we do need to, you know, cancel out. But I mean, you're not alone. I'm not alone. I know there's a lot of people going through this, and it's just kind of the life of a millennial, the life of a 25-year-old who will, in like 15, 16 days, be 26, and I can't handle that. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this vlog. I hope you guys liked it. It was a little all over the place, and there was a lot going on, but it was a lot of stuff that I felt like I wanted to share, and I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what your favorite parts were in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell down below so you get notified when I upload the next video and or vlog, and I will see you then, guys. Bye.